bitch, I just want the money.
It's funny how them niggas round you. Wasn't there when you couldn't afford a quarter pounder. Better say that you niggas is fishier than flounder. Blood thicker than water, but both of them hoes will drown you. Moral of the story, I don't trust none of you. That's why I move in silence like the sea in front of Hanukkah. Do this for my niggas that be coming up. You do this for the hoes that be showing they buttholes up on Tumblr. Disgusting, don't need it cause the bitch bluffing. Bigger than the ID that came from McLovin. Label try to play the 50 for the quick 100. I just tell them suck my dick and keep it coming. Abominable bars brought to you by Phenomenal Flow.
Yeah, that song right there was True Colors by Y1. Welcome to the Cards Face Up podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ty Gutter, a.k.a. Mr. Ty Hill, a.k.a. Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Don't, but I really don't give a fuck because I say what I want.
And it's your girl, Carmen, a.k.a. Miss MF and Tide today.
MF and Tide today. I'm motherfucking tired. Welcome, Carmen. Welcome, Carmen. How are you?
Ty? I'm good. I'm tired.
Oh, so it must have been a long week, huh?
Long day.
Okay. Just a long day. You tired?
Yeah.
I could dig it. So look, we're going to jump right into this shit, Carmen. Let's get it in. So we did a poll on our Cards Face Up social media. Shameless plug. Make sure y'all following all of our social media, Facebook, IG, Twitter, all of that. Make sure that y'all are following that so that y'all can be the first ones to see the things that we are doing. But in this poll, the question was, do you think black men lack the ability to properly communicate with their significant other? So here's the poll results. Drum roll. I was supposed to do the drum roll.
That's all right.
Yeah, y'all get what the hell I'm doing. Anyway, poll results was, out of 87 votes, we had 50 said yes, which is 57.5%, and 37 said no, which is 42.5%.
Let me guess, it was 30-some men that said no.
I didn't look at the sex
We should break that out.
But what's funny though, and I looked a little bit. I did look a little bit, and it was a lot of women involved in them no's too. Which was that answer right there was kind of mind blowing to me because I really expected everyone to say yes. I really expected. But
I did too.
What's your opinion though? Oh, so yours
yes,
is
my answer is yes.
Okay, so you believe that they do, and why do you think
they lack
that?
the skills? Correct? Is that what you're saying? Did you say ability
Lack the
or
ability.
skills? They lack the skills
To properly. I think
Yes.
properly was a big
Yeah.
word in that.
Yeah, black men can only, and American men in general, really can only express anger. That's the only safe emotion that they've been taught to express.
I got you.
So-
Can I say can I sing to you real quick though?
Come on, let it flow. Come on,
Allow
NK.
me to sing because
Come on.
back in my day, I was with the stylistics.
Come on, Keith.
All right, so I'm going to sing one of my favorite songs, which I feel like is a description of most men emotions. And that song is by Music Soul Child. And it goes, I was told the definition of a man was to never cry, work till you're tired, got to provide, always be the rock for my fam, protect them by all means, and give you the things that you need. Baby, our relationship is suffering, trying to give you what I never had. You say you don't, hold up, you say I don't know how to love you. Well, I say show me the way. I keep my feelings deep inside. I shadow them with my pride. I'm trying desperately, baby, work with me. Teach me how to love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ty Hill just proved the fact that becoming one with somebody does not mean you inherit their voice.
Okay, thank you. I know I sound good. Y'all can pick up my album.
Please don't.
It's going to be on iTunes. So look, no, but on the real, for real, like I believe that is a proper description of most men feelings.
Why do I have to teach you?
Because we
Why do I
don't
have to
know.
teach you
Did
how
you
to
just
love
not
me?
listen?
I want to be loved. I want you to come
It
in
don't
and
say
communicate.
teach you how to love. It don't say teach me how to love you. It says teach me how to love.
Well, okay.
See, you're supposed to be in a relationship. You're supposed to be my missing part.
Well, what about me? What about my missing part?
Oh my God! See, that's one of the biggest problems when it's always a what about me.
So I should
Can we
neglect
get over
what
this
I
problem?
need emotionally and just be remother you.
So, if your house has no water and no electric, and I go in and be like, let's fix the fucking electric, and you be like, but what about the water? Can we get the fucking electric on first?
So again, women have to go to the back burner.
Has nothing to do with back burner, but I like the way you tried to put that in there. But it has nothing to do with the back burner. If you want to be taught some things, you have to. If you want to be loved a certain way, you have to.
We're talking about communication.
Yeah, but you
right?
have to.
But what
teach
about
a
a
person.
book?
Well,
what's the saying? If you want to keep something from a nigga, put it in a book. How about read a book? How about listen to a podcast?
You do know that saying wasn't just as nigger like
No, it was nigga.
hi to a nigga. Like it didn't mean male. It didn't mean
It meant blacks, yeah.
Yeah, it meant black. So y'all are in that too. So
But
like
we read now.
every day it's a fucking male office too. So everybody's reading. Whatever. What I'm saying is you have this, right? If you want to be loved a specific way or a certain way, because keep in mind, if I have two women, if I have one lady here, and we date for 4 or 5 years, she might like rough sex. And then I get a second lady after me and her break up, she might like it slow and not so rough. You have to teach him that. It's not his.
That's a difference from learning the basics of communication in relationships.
But everybody isn't about communicating like that. So being able to express those, properly communicate. Some people, it's girls out here that go hard. What's your claim to fame? I think like a nigga. As a nigga, I don't be wanting to hear a lot of fucking feelings.
Okay, well, we don't have to hear a whole bunch of feelings all the time, but we do need to communicate. Write me a letter, text me, talk to me. Like, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing in our alone time?
But that's not everybody.
So how am I supposed to know what you like if you don't tell me? How am I supposed to know I'm doing something right or wrong? How are we supposed to get to a common goal, a common ground, if we're not communicating? That's what's wrong with our relationships, because you have not communicated anything. You just got with somebody that looked good. Y'all laid down together and had good sex and built a life without communication.
Yeah, I believe that's the problem sometimes. And then I still feel like it's a learning gap. And you have to teach people. You're coming into it. And, we this question said black men. So you're already coming into it on a level that they weren't raised. Some weren't raised as proper as to know how to do certain things.
Correct.
I'm trying to correctly say that without offending anybody, But I think most men suffer, from... what is it called? Toxic masculinity. I believe that's a big issue inside of our community, because we don't express ourselves certain ways because it's against everything that we have been taught.
Right. Even with kids. Even with your kids.
Even if you listen to the beginning of those lines, it said, I was told the true definition of a man was to never cry. So you're saying, why do you have to teach me that? You got to teach me that because I've been taught wrong. It's sort of like saying, you get with somebody or you're trying to teach them, look, we ain't going to eat all this sugar. We're not going to eat all this bread. We're not going to eat all these things. He doesn't know this, or she doesn't know this. Whoever don't know this because they weren't taught that way. We were taught to do what
do I eat then?
Yeah, so you got to teach them. You got to show them that's the only way that it's actually going to come into a full circle. And then we could teach the next. So imagine if you teach your man now, that means your children, when they grow up now, they are learning something new. And then what I'm missing as far as what I need to be taught has now become a lot less.
So my concern with this is, and please, black families, don't come after me, but I think our families are overwhelmingly matriarchal. So you have women running these families. A lot of times there's not a dad in the house. You got grandma, you got mama, you got auntie, but there's not a lot of dads a lot of times. So why aren't we raising men that know how to communicate with women if they've been raised by women? Something's not happening in that household.
Because so early, I think a part of that household is filled with a child being taught you're the man of the house, even though he's fucking 7.
So you don't have the time to be a child. Boys don't cry.
Exactly.
Boys don't.
He's
don't
being
whine.
taught this shit so early that you got to stand up, stop acting like a punk. You feel me? Not to the gay community, no shot at them, but the first thing that most people say, ignorant people,
the F
acting
word.
like an F. You don't, and that's what they're taught. So that boy never has a chance because he's been feeling like he's got to stand up for his family since day one. Since day one, he has been feeling like he has to fill the shoes of whatever missing of that male figure, even though he hasn't been taught.
Yeah. And mom is out doing jobs of mom and dad and unable to nurture her kids the way she might want to. Or, again, you're doing a job of mom and dad. So, I have to toughen him up a little bit. Exactly. Right. I got to make him a little tougher out there because he's raised by a mom. But I tried not to subscribe to that with my boys. But I still think, again, you have to do the work. As I get older, I've learned how to I didn't always know how to communicate. I'm an Aries. Like, how are we going to communicate? Let's throw something around, fight, argue, and then maybe have sex and make up. Like, that's
funny.
How,
And I say that's funny because I know how to communicate. I believe I overly communicate. I express. I have to, being a Cancer, I have to say exactly
But you're
what the fuck
stubborn
is on
and
my mind.
bullheaded and don't listen.
My communication does not mean that it's right. What I'm saying is, when I have something on my mind, I have to fucking
You can
say
express it. Yeah,
I
me
have
too.
to.
Like, yeah,
And
I can't hold it.
But see, then you're hit with the stun gun of reality and what is it called? What do we want to say? What social the standards that social has for us? You know, I was that one. I've had girls that, you know, I got homegirls that used to be like, all right, go ahead, call Thomas, you know, because they used to say I was emotional. You feel me? So everything that I do is really off emotion. So I have to express how I feel. But I have two levels. It's either express how I feel, or I'm completely shut down and it's like, fuck you. And once I shut down, then it's no more conversation for you.
Right.
Because
And that's hard to deal with too. Yeah, a lot of men are like that.
I'm ready for whatever at that point, because now I'm not being respected for a man. So, and that's the problem in
So
society.
you shut down and then we're like, well, why won't he talk to me? Why won't he talk to me?
And it's like, bitch, you wanted a brick wall, right? Now you got a brick wall and you mad. At first,
Right.
I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't tough enough. I wasn't hard enough. Now I'm giving you a brick wall and you mad because you talking to fucking bricks. That doesn't.
It's hard. It's like this balance. And I think that, I don't know how to, I think you just find it, I guess. You don't just find it, you build it.
We create it.
Yeah.
We teach.
Yeah, and we learn, but we have
need
to be
that-
willing to learn, because I think that one big thing with black men is that they don't want to admit that they don't know.
Oh no.
A lot of yes, we don't want to admit that I don't know how to be emotionally available. I don't know how to be soft.
That relates back to.
I don't know how to express my feelings.
That correlates back to how am I looked at after I do it.
Right.
Now I'm looked at as soft. See, it just so happens my personality has always been, like I said, I'm gonna speak my emotions. That's just me. But I'm also a go hard type individual, so it's kind of it balanced me out to a certain point that people didn't disrespect it. But
Right.
reality is, I've seen people with that same mentality as far as my having to speak emotions out. I've seen people have that type of attitude and get taken advantage of. You know, they get looked at as soft. They get looked at as punks. And after a while, nobody's going to continue doing that when everybody is giving them, they're putting, now you done put this stipulation on them or this tag on them. Oh, you sucker. Here,
But
cry,
we have
baby.
to cry about everything.
Exactly. I mean,
not to say that we should be expressing our feelings
what's
and
crying?
emotions.
What's crying? See, that's another problem that you have. What is considered crying? Like, you know, tears?
But nothing can't be brushed can't go under the bridge. Like, everything has to be a big a big conversation.
See, you saying
about
that you
every
want
issue?
communication, but now you saying I want communication with stipulations. You want the nigga to talk, or you don't want him to talk? See, that's
I want him to talk, but I don't want him to talk all the time.
But see, that's the problem. Who the fuck is gonna say who chooses what's important to me versus what's important to you? So, example, me leaving the toilet seat up is not a big problem to me. I don't fucking
Because you never
wanna talk
fell in
about
at
it.
midnight.
First of all, I look at the fucking toilet before I fucking choose to sit down. That's your dumbness. But that's me. All right, so to you, it might be a big issue. Like, you want to discuss it and then you want to break down, like, you know, my ass in the toilet, my pussy in the toilet. You want to do all of that talk. I'm looking at you like, shut the fuck up. Right. But I can't continue to do that because it's not fair to your feelings. I have to allow you to express what matters to you. And then I have to accept that matters that much to me. I mean, to you. You feel me? And my love for you is supposed to be so strong that now that has to matter to me. Now I have to think inside my psyche. I have to, don't leave the toilet seat down. Don't leave it up. Don't leave it up, because it hurts Carmen when I do that. That's love. That's teaching. Now you have taught me how to love, how you need me to love you. It's back to I was speaking to a friend who also has a show, and she spoke on the love languages, which is one of the popular.
They're very important. Yes,
exactly.
yes.
And that's one of them. It's basically, you got to respect and you got to understand what your mate wants and what they need.
And also where they came from and how they were nurtured, right? Because if you have someone who was nurtured in an environment that allowed them to speak freely, then they may be more open to speak freely. But if you have someone who was nurtured in an environment where they had to, shut up and sit still, you know what I mean? Then they don't know how to let those things flow, let those emotions flow. So you have to kind of understand where your person is coming from and then have patience. So patience is not one of the virtues that I have, but I'm trying to grow it. But it's difficult for me at times.
I feel
It's like, what do you have to say? Get it out. Let's go. I don't have an hour for you to talk about this. Let's go. I got something else to do. And so that is something that I have to work on. But again, a man would have to come in and when he expresses his feelings, he would have to also be patient and understand that sometimes my attention span isn't long enough for it.
Well,
we might have to revisit this later.
I think with relationships is literally molding out what kind of sculpting that person to be what you want them to be.
Well, not what you want them to be, who they can be.
The who they can be is very important. But without changing, the core structure of that person. You're not trying to manipulate them and make them become some yes man.
I want you to be a better you.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, I think that's what a lot of people are missing in love is the fact that, I care. You're looking at it as I'm shitting on you, or I'm breaking you down, or I'm just always,
and it doesn't always have anything to do with you.
I'm always crying, but it literally is, look, I see this light in you. Stop shine bright, be what I know you can be.
But again, there comes that patience. You have to wait for people to evolve into what they will be, right? And part of love is accepting them in spite of it. Even in friendships, it's hard to sometimes say in friendships, you hurt my feelings, right? Like I had a friend call me and say, we were supposed to go out and then I see you posting pictures with someone else at the restaurant that we were supposed to go to. And in my mind, I'm like, what's the problem? You know what I mean? They called, we went. Right. And she was like, it hurt my feelings. And then for a minute, I'm like, what? This is stupid. And I'm like, okay, calm down.
You ain't understand that shit.
Right. I didn't comprehend, but I had to be respectful of her feelings and say, okay, that was messed up and I apologize and I won't do that again.
And all apologies are not accepting fault.
Right.
Some apologies are accepting, I understand that I hurt you and I'm sorry for hurting you.
Right. And I respect your feelings.
That much, and I respect them so much that if I care, I'll watch the way I move next time.
Yes.
I gotta watch the way I move next time, because I care that much about your feelings and you being happy within our relationship. And like you said, whether it be friendship or significant other.
Even your parents.
Exactly. So it has to go back to that. So my opinion on this whole topic is, me personally, I definitely think men lack the ability to properly communicate in their relationships, but I think they lack a lot of the substances that are supposed to give them that are supposed to feed them that ability to do these things. And then they're judged for doing it because the person that's judging them also lacks that, hey, every man doesn't have to be a brute.
Stoic,
because it goes so far back. So that's definitely my opinion. You agree with that?
So my opinion is, yes, I agree. And then I just want to add a little seasoning on that. Parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, allow the children in your life the space to communicate their feelings, even if they're not able to articulate them well. Because we get mad when we see little Johnny in the store acting out and fussing, right, at his mom. But when little Johnny turns 30, he knows how to communicate with his wife.
Exactly.
Right? So allow them that space to communicate their feelings.
Exactly. You got to allow your kids to grow. Yeah. And, you like you said, you guide them through that, and that raises them to be, if things go proper the way they supposed to, every generation will continue to get better and better and better.
Yes.
Then it's less things having to be taught as far as, those things, because the world is constantly changing also. So look, we've been getting a lot of, what can I call it? Fan mail, listener. I don't like the word fan.
Listener feedback.
Listener feedback. That's what we're going to call it. We've been getting a lot of that. And they've been asking this one question. They said, Carmen mentioned something on episode 1. Do you remember what it is, Carmen?
No, I don't recall, Ty. What would that be?
Okay, so it was about cheating. And you said that you ended up with a baby when you cheated, so you couldn't hide the fact that you cheated. Right? So.
Y'all, I hate Ty Hill. Make sure y'all understand that I hate Ty Hill.
I swear this is not a Ty Hill conversation. This is literally the listeners wanted to know. And I gotta, we're about the people first. So I gotta give them how they want. So we're gonna go a segue with it, For you, Miss Carmen, is cheating a deal breaker off top, or are you willing to work with it, for the sake of love?
I don't think, for most people, I don't think it's a deal breaker off top. I think it's a trust breaker, but I don't think that every relationship throws in the towel because of infidelity.
Well, that's actually very true.
And I think you can grow past it. I think you can grow and learn through it.
They say infidelity is not a leading cause of divorce nowadays.
It's finance, right?
You know, it's finance. It's money. Money is the biggest cause of divorce, and I believe it's worth I think it was like 20% or 15% or something like that, because 40 to 50% of marriages in America are ending up in divorce. But if you're thinking that 15 or 20% of that is finance, you know, money,
that's a huge chunk.
Yeah, it's not infidelity anymore. So what's your answer? What do you? All right, is it a deal breaker or no?
Future husband who's listening out there, don't be cheating on me. But I don't think it's necessarily a deal breaker depending upon the relationship.
Depending upon. All right, so you said future husband. How about future boyfriend or current boyfriend?
Future boyfriend, don't be cheating on me either.
Are you out of there, or that's still not a deal breaker?
It depends on the situation.
It's kind of hard. You setting yourself up for something because you're like, fuck,
right.
And then
I'll meet somebody 5 years from now, and he'll run back this episode and be like, "Well, you said I could cheat."
I honestly think like this: for women and men, I think it's so different. You feel me? And it's one of those double standards that I'm okay with.
I think it's the inside thing
because
with men. Women accept
if
sex.
you cheat on me, we're over. I don't give a fuck.
What?
Yeah, I'm not. Nah. I remember as a kid, right? You know, when you young and shit, your only question was his dick bigger than mine? Now my shit, I'm too old for it. It's like it's so many different questions. Like I do so much as a man, or I feel as though I do so much as a man, and if you cheat on me, like we're definitely over.
Wild night in Vegas, got super drunk, ate an edible, and she just cheated by accident.
She fell on. She
fell on
dick.
some penis. Yeah. You're not gonna forgive her?
Nah. And it's
hall pass.
Fuck no. Fuck no. It's funny because we got all this shit going on with the Will Smith and their situation.
Right.
And in my head, you know, I'm looking like I don't even give a fuck if we on a break. I don't know. Nah, I'm lying. I don't know if I.
It's just so
your worth has went down.
situational. It's so situational, and it's just situational.
From a man point of view, and at least from my point of view, your motherfucking worth has went down once you allow another penis in after me.
But that's because y'all put women, y'all make it seem like women are these infallible like creatures. They're not even humans, right? They're these angels flipping around, right? And instead of letting them be human people with the same emotions, the same libido, the same issues that y'all might have, we have to be perfect. No.
I don't think it's about having to be perfect. And like I said, I believe that this is a fucked up double standard. It is a double.
Stop it. Misogyny.
Yeah,
misogyny. That's misogyny.
Fuck that. You cheat on me, we're probably... it's about a 99.9 fucking percent of chance that this relationship is fucking over.
Right. So I'm not saying, okay, cheat on me and I'm just going to stay. I'm just saying that I think that there is room to repair after cheating in some situations.
We got to break down what the fuck we got. All right. So do we own businesses together? Is our houses together? How much is invested in this that we are connected? You feel me? Like back to the Will Smith shit. I understand. Certain is not even it's cheaper to keep her type thing. It's cheaper to just stay fucking here.
I also don't think fidelity is a lie. I think that people fake how easy it is to be in a monogamous relationship, right? And so they make it seem like you meet somebody, you fall in love, and you don't ever see anyone else. Like you never see anyone that's attractive. Nobody ever comes on to you, and it's hard to turn it down, right? We make it seem like it's just easy, and I think that's the problem. We're selling kids and young people fairy tales, and then as you grow older,
y'all have also that's another bullshit ass stigma that y'all have also sold us, how sex ain't that important bullshit.
No, I'm not saying it's not.
No, but what I'm saying, y'all have sold us that so long. A relationship is deeper than sex, this, that, and enough. But you want me to accept that you just now fucked a nigga. Like, I thought sex wasn't that. Now,
but it's deeper than sex, so sex is not a big deal.
We told y'all from the beginning. Our dick get hard, and we sometimes think with the wrong head. We have told y'all that from the beginning.
But women have been taught to say
mistakes. So that's fucked up on y'all, and y'all need to get back with y'all teachers and find out. See, back to the original.
But now they're changing. Thank you, Lil' Kim.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I think with me it's a no. It's a strong fucking no. It's over.
But she didn't give him love and affection. She just gave him the booty.
That shit's man. Fuck that. It's man, and that's a hard one, man, because it's so much with women. Like, yo, a dude give dick, we just sling dick. You know, it's we just out there bang. She might have got the best 30 seconds of my life, might have got the worst 30 seconds of my life. You never know. But if a woman, like, y'all vagina gets wet, now, it's so much shit that's coming with a man. Was he bigger than me? Damn, did you get wet for him? Did you suck the dick? It's
rape
so much.
Victims get wet. Wet has nothing to do with.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Nothing
so now
to do with.
How wet was it? A stain? Did you squirt? it's so much shit. Like
that is because the male ego is fragile.
Exactly, so
and y'all don't want to admit that. Y'all are very weak in some.
So y'all
gotta
protect it. Y'all gotta protect it and keep your legs closed.
You gotta know that your worth is not in whether or not your woman cheats or not.
If you say so. So let's get to your story, like our fans.
So I just want to be in my business, y'all. That's all this is about.
Let's get to your story that our listeners want to know.
All right, picture it. Baltimore, 2000 and something.
Dang.
In my Sophia Petrillo voice.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Golden Girls.
I never knew they had last names.
No, so I mean, I was dating a guy, and it was the first guy, being. We live in a colorist society, so being light-skinned, being quote-unquote pretty, I had a lot of men that dealt with me just because I was pretty, and so being with the first guy that I felt dealt with me or cared more about my mind, cared more about my personality, helped me try to grow as a person, I was loyal to a fault.
Mm-hmm.
And so also I think I was selfish in some ways because he was probably not ready for a relationship. He really wasn't. And so it was selfish of me to require that of him when he couldn't provide that, right? And so he cheated all the time. All the time. Now, maybe not every week, but I mean, like, it was a constant issue in our relationship. Just catching him. Right. And we were young, early 20s, right? So that was the issue too. Like, I don't know if people before a certain age should be in monogamous relationships. And so he wound up, on an extended stay with the state.
Okay.
And I went to
Fed Hotel Fed
State Hotel. And so I went to visit him one time, and there was another young lady there. And so I was like, you know what, like, this is done. I felt super violated at that point because we're in this relationship that we don't have a bedroom. We don't have, dates per se. So, this is all we have. So I'll share you with your friends and family, but I can't share you with another woman in prison. Like, that's just, I can't do that. Right. But I wasn't at the point where I was ready to break up because I loved the friendship. So I love what he gave me as my friend so much.
Right.
So I was like, well, when somebody came on to me, I was like, well, I mean, shit, what am I being faithful to a nigga who can't even be faithful to me in prison? Like, why am I being faithful to this nigga? Right. And I cheated. Point blank. So I cheated. It wasn't like love and affection, but it was like we was cool. We hung out. We did stuff. We went places together.
How did you cheat? Did you cheat like I slipped and fell on his dick?
Oh, no, I ain't slipped.
So it was multiple.
Well, no, it was a couple of times. And the crazy part is my grandmother, I was leaving the house to go out on a date with this guy. And my grandmother was like, you better lay back down to go to sleep before you lose what you got, right? And I was like, F that nigga because he ain't shit. Right. F that nigga because he ain't shit. And it wound up causing so much stress, especially because they ran in the same circles. Right. Or not same circle.
Don't try to fucking fix it now.
Well, no, not same circle, but like same community. Right. So they saw each other. Right. So they didn't have shared friends, but they saw each other. And then the friends that they had didn't necessarily get along. Right. So that's not a good situation. Right. And it just, it just like ruined our friendship. And we tried to, mess with each other after that. We tried to be friends after that. But it just never, he could just never get past that. And part of me felt like, well, nigga, I had to get past it with you. I had to get past phone calls. I had to get past the nonsense. I got past it. Why am I not important enough for you to be able to get past it? And then as I've evolved, I understand that he just wasn't there. And that's okay. I respect him. I love him to this day.
Constant reminder. You had a baby through this.
But he had a baby that he didn't have when we first met.
But
two of them. He was lying to me about a baby. Listen, this nigga was lying to me.
So
listen, no. One of his friends slipped up and was like, oh, because yo got a baby by that girl. I was like, what? And his friend was like, oh, no. Right? And so he kept lying to me, right? And it finally comes out. And my best friend is like, oh, yeah, I knew, but you wasn't prepared to hear that, so I couldn't tell you that.
Oh, shit.
Right. But and I was mad at her for a while, too. But on the back end, again, she was right. I wasn't prepared to hear that. Yeah. I couldn't have dealt with that.
But see, that's the only thing I could give you right now is the fact that you're stronger. Like, because you were able to get over it. But see, that's another thing with the cheating thing that I'm not going to accept it. Especially if you had a baby on me. That's a constant reminder. And I love
But if
children.
you love me, you love this baby.
That's the thing. I love children.
That's our grandmothers and grandfathers did it.
Check this out. I don't fucking want to look at your child. That's like Mike being tattooed on your ass. And every time I'm hitting it, I'm seeing Mike name. After a while, fuck you, Mike, your ass, all that shit. I don't want nothing. Like, it's a constant reminder that I ain't willing to put up with. But again, this is one of those things that we could give y'all women kudos for. Y'all stronger than us. Y'all could take a nigga cheating. I'm leaving that bitch on the curb, all her shit. And
I was consistently there for him afterwards as a friend.
Well, I didn't say that you should ever shut friendships out. I'm one that believes that beyond the relationship, if you've set it up correctly and the relationship was built upon friendship, like most relationships are supposed to be, that can go back. We can mend that part.
Because I was pregnant and him and his friends moved my house. You know what I mean? Moved me from one house to another. Look, but also, my kids looked at him as their father figure. It was just so much. I'm still gonna fuck
with them. Probably not your new one. The new one, I ain't fucking with that one so much. But your other kids that I already built a relationship, I could fuck with them. They could still come around. I might fuck you every once in a while. But this ain't gonna be no committed dick. Like, I'm not about to, because I don't think I can ever get over it. Me personally, I feel like most cheating goes back to the aspect of, did I really ever get over it?
But he cheated first.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
So if you cheated first, you would be mad if she cheated back?
Listen,
but it wasn't I just want to make sure everybody listening,
what an eye for an eye do.
It was not a tit for tat. It was just a situation. No, it was a situation where I felt like, what am I being loyal to? On that end, I still got your back. I'll still take care of your business. But what am I holding my little cookies for in my 20s and you not holding yours?
But see, that's another thing, when you look at, and I do believe that you can have mistakes and things of that sort in relationships when you cheat. I do feel like sometimes the time or the situation may get control of you more than it was supposed to, and you make some dumbass decisions or whatever. You might be inebriated or things of that, made some stupid ass decisions. I believe that all of this is a factor. I just know my personality. I'm probably never going to get over the fact that you let another nigga fuck you.
But let me put this into a little more perspective, people. And I know we're running past our time for this topic because Ty's giving me the side eye. But understand, I went to visit this nigga in prison and the guard was like, oh, he had a visitor already. And it was a lady. It was a lady with one of those Mel's Diner haircuts. I was surprised because she had my back. She had my back. She was like, let me see. Maybe you can go join the visit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, right. So I said, I said, well, tell him I'll come join the visit. So they gave that option. He sent her out. So he was like, oh, she gotta go, but now Carmen can come, right? Why couldn't we all? If you're just friends with this girl, why can't we all sit down and talk? It was just too much for me, and I had endured too much to continue to be faithful to someone. But I could manage the friendship. I'm just saying, people cheat sometimes. I don't think it makes them bad people. But
yeah, you're a fucked up individual. But it goes back
People
to why
tell me what y'all think, please.
It goes back to why the fuck you cheated. You know, a lot of people be trying to mend bullshit relationships. You know, you cheated.
That's
now
it.
you want to mend a relationship. No, bitch, we were a fucked up relationship.
That's it,
I cheated because this shit was very a fucked up household, and we needed to cheat.
It was an awesome friendship,
Yeah,
but it shouldn't have gone beyond what it went
Exactly.
beyond.
So, staying on the relationship topic, you feel me? Here's another one that I have a lot of I wanted to know what your opinion was, because I know you're into church and things of that sort, right?
Yes.
You know, and
I love the Lord.
Exactly, me too. So, what's your thoughts on religion and love? Should your mate practice the same religion as you are, or does it not matter? And what if that mate, let's throw a little bit of more, what you call it, salt, in there. What if that mate don't practice religion at all, and you're like a Christian, like a serious Christian that go to church every Sunday, Bible studies on Wednesday? What happens? How does that work?
Well, first of all, you got to believe in something. I want my doctor to believe in something. I want, my mechanic to believe in something higher than themselves that holds them to a certain standard.
Okay.
But there are a lot of interfaith relationships. In my personal opinion, if you are a true believer of whatever faith you're a part of, I don't think that you can build a home, build a life with someone who is of another faith, because there's this extra piece to the relationship when faith is involved. Like, who are we praying to? Are we praying together? Where you believe we going when we die, and how we get there? Because if I'm going this way, and when I die, I'm going somewhere, but you going that way. We're not going to be married in the afterlife,
we
but
fucking to death do us apart. Death has done us apart. You shouldn't be worried about where the fuck I'm going.
But I just feel like we should
It's
be
a
walking
chance
this
that
path
I ain't
together.
gonna never see you again.
Right. But I think we should be walking this path together, right? I have been in interfaith relationships before. I was dating someone with intention. I'm Christian, he was Muslim, and I just at some point was like, I can't do this. Right? How are you going to lead me spiritually? You can lead me maybe financially. You can lead me, in the house. But how are you going to lead me spiritually? What are we building spiritually? Right? If I'm supposed to, submit to you, I'm not submitting. You're submitting to God while I submit to you. Well, what
so you
know what I mean?
It kind of goes back to you can't submit to him because he's not submitting to the right person.
Well, they're both Abrahamic religions, but it's just two different sets of beliefs. And so I just feel like when we need guidance, what book are we going to? What pastor are we going to? You know what I mean? Like, who?
But are you doing that now in your relationship?
Well, I don't have relationships.
All right, let's think about your last three.
Did
y'all really sit down?
Well, that was my last relationship.
Because and it's back to the thing of I have my beliefs, like I love God, but I'm not as churchy as others are.
He don't have to be churchy either.
And I can't think of my last three relationships that we actually sat back and was like, look, we're going to use the Bible and we're going to follow these steps and we're going to do these things, although not saying you shouldn't or not saying you should. I'm just saying I haven't personally. Right. Now,
then it's not a big of an issue in your life.
Maybe it just hasn't came yet. Maybe that's part of my growth in life or spirituality and things of that sort. Now, I do agree totally. When it comes to religion, we have to match some way. I'm kind of just playing, devil's advocate on this topic, but I do feel like we have to have some type of sort of, because I'm constantly thinking of if that relationship grows. So if that relationship grows, where the fuck do we get married at? If marriage is one of the things you want, my pastor can't marry you if I'm into Christianity, can he? And, and let's say that you're into...
He can't. There are pastors that do interfaith ceremonies. I could get ordained and marry you,
Yeah, but doesn't your marriage vows and stuff like that have something to do with God? Doesn't it say God in it? But if you don't believe in God, then why are we even doing this?
So to me, as a Christian woman, I believe that my marriage is a covenant that I'm making with God above my mate.
Exactly.
Right? So I'm in relationship with my mate, but God is part of this relationship also. And so I am vowing to God that I'm committing to God that I am going to be with this person above all else. I'm going to forsake all others for this person, and I'm going to allow them to lead me. I'm going to submit to them. I'm going to, not outside of the will of God, but I'm going to allow them to lead me as Christ led the church.
Okay. Yeah, I feel, and like I said, you're a lot more advanced in what you know about church and things of that sort than I am. I just feel as though, yeah, it has to meet some type of way, because it's gonna come a problem. Like if I'm trying to, if I'm trying to take my child, we have a child together, and I'm trying to take them to church Sunday. Are you going to have a big problem with that? Are you, when they get home, are you telling them, yo, man, forget all that church, this, that, and another, man. This, that. Like,
you're creating an environment of confusion.
Exactly.
Right? Because that's what I was going to say when you said the kids. Like, before you have kids, who cares?
It's a lot to do with that, and I think it goes literally back to the growth. Now, I can fuck chicks of all different religions.
So stupid.
I might have fucked some atheist bitches, be honest, but if we're talking about growth in that relationship, I would want certain things to line up, and those are the things, I would want those to line up. Those are important to me. But while we're on the conversation of children, you feel me, and we're on the conversation of marriage and all of that type stuff, let's discuss. Do you think it's okay for a step parent to whoop your child ass?
Well, it always depends with me. You know what's funny? Somebody said to me the other day, you got to pick a side, right? But it's always situational for me. My daughter's stepmother has been in her life since she was maybe, I want to say like 8 or 9. And she's in her 20s now. So, if she had a spanked her, would I have like gone off? Probably not. Because I knew she loved her. You know what I mean? Like, I knew she loved her like her own. So I knew she wouldn't do anything to harm my child. And if you leave your kid with me, I don't care if I'm the step, I don't care if I'm the auntie. If your kid act up and them hands need to be tapped, I might tap their hands. I might not, but I might tap their hands. And so...
But what if you don't even believe in ass whoopings?
Don't leave your kids with me.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm joking, though. I mean, I'm not out here beating people's kids like that.
It sounds like you're beating people's kids.
I'm not even out here beating my own.
Some households don't discipline their child that way. Now me, I'm a hands-on type of individual, and yeah, I'm probably gonna whoop your child ass.
Right. But so I've left my youngest with you and your fiance a million times.
Right.
Right. Y'all have never hit her. Right. But I know that if you need to discipline her, you will. And you'll do it in a way that respects me. You know what I mean? You're not going to let her get away with something that you wouldn't let your kid get away with.
Right.
Right. But we have some of the same views and opinions. And I just I wouldn't leave my kid with somebody who I didn't trust to discipline them.
But do we see? That was you just now made a good point, because you're the mother of me. You're the godmother of my child also. Mm-hmm. So it's like I know our listeners like, what the fuck?
What's really happening over there?
Right. But, you're the mother of our child. Godmother of our child also, and we look at you in a certain way that we know our kids would be safe with you, and we would allow you to do certain things. So it's kind of fucked up if I say that my mate wouldn't be able to hit, my baby mother's mate.
Pick your partner's. You don't pick your ex's mate, right? So you have to understand,
you just saved me, nigga.
You're thinking of y'all together, right? But if y'all split, and maybe she picks somebody who, a lot of times, let's get real, like men and women pick people that may not like their kids, or you don't like me, and then my kid is coming to your house, but you don't like me.
Yo, I think if we doing this shit correctly, right, and this is my honest opinion, if we're doing this shit correctly, and let's say that you're my child's mother, me and you break up, I get my new girl, you get your new girl. If we doing this shit correctly, you get your new man. Mm-hmm. Your man's supposed to be able to hit my phone and be like, yo, Ty, he fucking acting crazy. And I'm going to come over there, I'm going to handle it, because if me and him set up that bond that we were supposed to set up as two men with that one lady in common, and that lady just happens to have something that belongs to me, which is that child, me and him set up a relationship now. And we supposed to know.
Right, outside of her. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we supposed to know enough to know, like, yo, you could call me at any time. If I'm active in that child's life, you ain't got to touch my fucking child ever.
But I also don't necessarily agree with men spanking kids. Like, if you got to tap them a little bit, okay. But I'm not a big proponent of men laying hands on kids.
Oh yeah, I'm very big on whipping your child ass.
But Ty's bluffing people.
Whooping my child ass.
Ty's bluffing, y'all.
Yeah, Ty's a big fucking
He's loud.
Screamer. I'm a big fucking screamer in a bunch of punk ass hits. But It works though. But I lay hands a lot with my children, but I'm not just overly abusive and overly hitting them and things of that sort. But so I wouldn't want, I wouldn't want nobody doing that shit. Because, all right, let's say that I go to hit my son. Like I said, I'm really a fucking screamer. I just be fucking screaming at him. You might get a bullshit at it. The scream is way fucking harder than the hit's gonna be.
Right.
But how I know that nigga that she fucking now got the patience to do what I'm doing?
Right.
How do I know he got the restraint to not fucking go overboard and giving him 4 hits instead of 1?
But you never know.
Exactly. So I'd rather you just fucking call me and we make this relationship how it's supposed to be. She introduced us. We make sure that me and you got each other's number. Me and you talk. I respect you enough to talk to you. You respect me enough to talk to me. We just got these things in common, so we need to come to a mutual understanding. Look, you got a problem? Hit me up, yo. You feel me? And I'm going to make sure, because I'm going to make sure that I go to my child. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's an adult.
So there's always a line in this relationship where you're not my dad, you're not my mom.
But you're not.
So my daughter's stepmother, I trust that she would treat my, like if I died, my daughter would be fine. Right? And so I have to allow her to do, so like, okay, she didn't like kids going in the refrigerator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want something to eat, tell me, I'm going to go get it. Cause she's like, she serves her family, So if you want something to eat, I'll go get it. My cousins had a big deal with that. What she mean? If you want something to eat, just go get it. I'm like, that's that woman's house.
Yeah, that's her rule.
She's not saying you can't eat.
There's
She's saying don't be running in
rules.
and out of my refrigerator, right? And so I had to yield to that, right? Because that's their household. And so I can't expect her to love my kid as yours, because what I would want is for us to be one big family. So I can't expect you to love my kid as yours, but not discipline them.
No, don't put your fucking hands on my child, but you can love my child.
But I don't put my hands on my kids like that anymore.
And that's
the last two.
That's
I don't
what
put my
I'm
hands on
saying,
the last two like that.
We gotta just have an understanding that we're gonna run this shit as a team. And now that she's invited you to be part of this team, I want to make sure that we're doing this correctly, and you need to be able to holler at me and let me know, look, you having this type of problem with him. Because I think that a lot of problem nowadays in relationships when you have step parents is nobody's setting boundaries.
Right, and you're not one. So it's not like your dad is saying, you're going to respect this man.
Exactly.
Right? Or your mom is saying, you're going to respect this lady. They say, you don't got to do what she said. You don't got to do what he said.
Ain't your fucking father.
Right.
You got the father screaming, that ain't your fucking father.
But you want this man to treat you want him to buy him shoes when he buy his kids shoes, right? You don't want him not to feed him when he's hungry.
That's the punk shit. Like, yo, we have to, it has to be an understanding. It has to be a team effort.
And when you meet
that
people,
we rocking out together.
You have to vet people. Like, if you and your woman break up, do you trust her? Is she a woman in general? Like, and that's what I try to train my sons. Yes, and my daughters.
Well,
like,
she also cheated. So the fuck, according to you, she make fucked up decisions sometimes. Might fall on a dumb nigga, and then all of a sudden she got this nigga that's abusive as shit.
But you have to understand that this person is going to pick the step parent if y'all break up.
Yo, that's the real fucked up.
So what's their judgment like?
Yeah, that's the real fucked up, isn't it? And me being a person that I had a step parent in my life since about 3 years old.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't, but she's never, growing up, she didn't have to discipline me that way. Punishment and things of that sort, but she didn't have to put her hands on me. And I don't know if it changes because she's a woman and
she's a little scary
yeah, she was that. My parents, all 3 of my parents, you feel me, have always been, ass whoopings didn't work for me anyway.
Right.
As I stated before, I'm more into sensitive type shit when it comes to that. So, for my father telling me, you have disappointed me, that shit hurts more than any ass whooping I ever had.
Right.
You feel me? And my kids are majority like they're the same way. It's off of they're emotional. I could whoop their ass all day and they still do the same shit over and over. So it didn't really matter. So you gotta, that's part of knowing your child, but that's part of knowing who the fuck who you're with now, because they have to understand every child is an individual. My children don't respond well to ass whoopings all the time.
Right.
So I don't want you around here beating my child. So for me, it's a strong no. Don't put your motherfucking hands on my child. I won't put my motherfucking hands on you, because if I find out that you put your hands on my motherfucking child, now I got to put my motherfucking hands on you. You understand? But we are a team, and if you're going to be around and you're part of this team, I'm going to rock out with you, and I'm going to make sure my child respects you as an adult. I'm going to make sure they look at you on a way of the same way they would look at any adult, with respect. They're going to listen, and if they don't like something, they're going to make sure that we discuss it as a family. We're going to come together and we're going to really do it as a family. I think that's the problem. The problem...
You have two separate families
instead
of one big family.
That's the bullshit. It's not supposed to be like that. So, yeah, it's a strong no for me. It's dependent.
Yeah, I would prefer you not because I don't hit mine like that. But I can't be with anyone that I don't trust to discipline my child. And I pray that my exes wouldn't be with anyone that we couldn't trust to discipline our kid.
I could dig it. So, look, this week's user submitted question, right?
Oh, Lord. Y'all be wild.
Yeah, I love them, man. They keep my motherfucking week going because I received so many. And again, if anybody wants to send a question that you would like me and Carmen's honest opinion on, feel free to send it to any of our social medias for Cars Face Up podcast, and we will try our best to get to it.
Eventually, we'll get to them all.
Exactly. So this week's question is, yo, Ty, me and my sister have shared an apartment for almost 2 years now. She recently moved out without any warning or notice and moved with her boyfriend. We have 3 months left on the lease for this apartment. So I asked her about her portion of the bills for the remainder months. She basically told me she doesn't live there no more. It's not her responsibility. I need to figure it out. It's fucked up because my name is the only one on the lease because her credit was bad at the time. And it's also fucked up because I can't afford this apartment by myself. Help me out. I'm about ready to lay hands on her and her boyfriend at this point.
So I have 3 suggestions. Judge Joe Brown, Judge Judy, and Judge Mathis.
Is any of the motherfuckers still on TV? I think you just now named 3 judges that ain't even on fucking TV no more.
Or Hot Bench.
Oh, I don't even know. That's the one with is it like 2
like
of them?
3 of them.
Yeah, all right. So you saying take them to court?
No, it's
funny because I'm with you with the late man. Check this out. I would be at their motherfucking door with a blanket, all my shit, and bitch, I'm moving in too.
Well, why you want to lay hands on her boyfriend?
I don't know. I guess she just at that point.
I'm just going to keep, I feel like every question we get is just like, did you use wisdom from the beginning of this? Like, well, if your sister credit is so bad that she can't get an apartment, like you could put 3 months down on an apartment and get in. You get a house apartment or rent a room. So if she can't get an apartment, then maybe she's not going to pay these bills all the way for the 12 months. Okay.
Well, they lasted. What did she say?
9 months.
No, she said almost 2 years.
Oh, okay.
So she said they're on the last
Oh, so it's 2 girls. It's not a guy and a girl.
No, it's 2 girls. She said they on the last 3 months of their lease. So I think I got a big problem with the blatant fuck me.
Right, disrespect for me.
Like the fuck me was basically bitch, it's your problem now. So we got a problem there. So I gotta smack the shit out you for that. You feel me? Because
Don't smack your sister.
Gotta smack your sister because we can't sit at Thanksgiving table together until.
It's going down.
So we might as well just go in and scrap it out real quick. I need to smack the shit out of you.
Y'all gonna kill Nana.
Man, check this out. Right over the potato salad, I'm dumping your head in that shit if we don't get it out before then. So we might as well just get to that point of understanding, but I'm gonna need you to kick out my bread. I need you to kick out my bread for the fact of, bitch, if I'm under a motherfucking lease, you under a lease. And you could at least, you could have at least came to me early and say, look, I'm thinking about this. I'm going to give you 60 days. I might have felt better if you would have gave me a little bit advance notice. But if you ain't give me no advance notice and I just woke up one day and your shit was gone and you talking about I got to pay for it, nah, bitch, I'm going in your mouth.
Right, so what they say, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. I say, at this point, you just got, if you want to keep your good credit, you're going to have to hustle and figure out a way to pay this rent for the next 3 months.
They got the fans only pages now. They say
OnlyFans, yeah. But you could just show your feet or read a book.
Nah, sweetheart, I apologize. I don't want to go tell you. That's like ass modeling or something. Yes. I don't want to tell you to go ass model.
Please don't do porn.
I'm just fucking with you. Honest opinion to keep you out of jail. I'm like Carmen now. My getting older, I'm trying to say things different. So the older me would suggest, look, baby, just go ahead out here, hustle. You get your shit, get your money, and you know it's fuck that bitch. The younger me, because I just had a birthday about 4 days ago.
Let's say take her head off.
4 days ago, smack the shit out that bitch. Point motherfucking blank, because what's this shit? It's the principality of this shit.
Smoky.
It's the principality of this shit. Like, you are playing with my money.
Yeah, and so again, that's what I'm saying. Like,
we don't know if
yeah.
it's back to because everything has been family, relationship, and kids. This segment, we don't know if it's kids involved. Like, bitch, how much are you playing with me? Like, are you playing with
my children?
Yeah,
but not even. But you're playing with me long term, because if I mess this up now, my credit is messed up, my rental history is messed up, and now for years to come, I'm gonna have an issue trying to live somewhere, right? And so that's why I say, like, right now, the important thing is you got to make something shake. Figure out how you're gonna get this money, get it up, get through these next 3 months. But no, you can never mix 50 Cent with your sister again.
Exactly. Yeah, it's fuck her forever, man.
Even if you forgive her, you can't mix money with her because she doesn't respect you.
Yeah, my advice, you feel me? I laugh, joke a lot, you know. If you want to smack the bitch, smack the bitch. But to keep you out of jail, it's kind of just, you've learned the lesson, and you got to take this shit as I've learned the lesson. I'll never allow her to put me in that type of predicament again. You know, and that was one of my best teachers in life. One of my best teachers in life was the fact that I never wanted a motherfucker to have control over me. Yeah. So I carried shit that way. Mm-hmm. You know, I moved out my parents' house 18, 19, straight out of high school, you know. And not by choice, but I chose at that point, I don't want a motherfucker to have that much power over me that, you know, family, friend, none of that. That I'm just to the point that I'm fucked.
Right. If you back out or if you switch up.
Exactly. So my advice is strictly, baby, get on your shit. Don't allow nobody to bring you down. Don't allow that to set you back. You go ahead and do what you got to do for you, because keep in mind, you are the most important thing. And whatever the hell you done birthed, if you done birthed children or whatever, they are the most important thing. And that's who you do this for.
And don't put your name. Don't let you be the only one holding the bag when something goes wrong ever again.
Exactly. All right, so we kind of getting late on time now. You know, it was a beautiful show, episode 4, but we still ain't talked to this motherfucking Ed. This nigga ain't show up.
Ed is
4 fucking weeks in a row. This nigga still ain't show up. So I don't understand what the hell he doing. Let's see where the hell he at. Let's see. I'm gonna call this nigga. See if he got some bullshit ass excuse this week.
Yo.
Once again, I'm gonna just start drinking water because I've been waiting for some liquor from Big Ed for weeks now.
All I wanted was a Pepsi, Ed.
Listen, but I got it. I got the liquor.
You got the liquor?
I got the liquor. I got the liquor, bro.
Do you have the Pepsi?
But we got a problem. As I'm walking out the liquor store, bro, I bumped straight into Tory Lanez. Straight into him, bro. I bumped straight to Tory Lanez.
How your feet doing?
So of course I asked him, I said, yo, what the fuck, what happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why you shooting? He said, look, that bitch listen, she wanted to do an entanglement like Jada. I told the bitch I ain't will, and I'm gonna see how much of a hot girl you really are. And he threw that bitch some hot ass bullets. You feel me?
Hey, yo. Did you spill the liquor?
Hey, no, I don't know. I tripped though. I definitely tripped.
Hey, yo, they say Tory Lanez like 5'2", yo. You sure you can handle that? You really want that smoke? Literally?
Hey, listen, with all of it. I know he had a complex and shit, but listen, I was like, yo, why the bitch? He ain't Will Smith. That's a young nigga. That's a young gang. That ain't no Will Smith. You see what I'm saying?
So
that ain't Will Smith, bro. That's the problem. These niggas thinking, listen, that entanglement shit falling out of Jada getting your ass wet. He said y'all had to see if the bitch was a real hot girl.
Hey, yeah. So
he took some hot ass bullets.
Yo, look,
he had to live up to that name, bro.
Man. Yo, it's always some shit with you, Ed. It's always some shit, man. So I'm guessing.
But listen, I got the liquor for next week, though.
That's what I was about to say. The show over. So you gonna bring it next week? Can we get it early next week? Shit. Can we get it like early in the show next week?
And my Pepsi, please.
And Carmen said you ain't even bring her Pepsi. Like you got us early in the show next week.
I swear, listen, the 2-liter Pepsi in the back, bro, along with the liquor, I promise you. Shit in the back, bro. And I'm going to pull up early, yo. Bro, shit.
My man, I appreciate you, big homie. We going to see you next week, all right?
Next week. I'll be there, bro.
That's a bet.
All right,
Talk to
Tom.
you then.
All right.
All right. Yo. It's your boy Ty Hill.
And your girl Carmen.
We thank y'all for joining into episode 4 of the Cards Face Up podcast. Continue to like and subscribe and repost on all platforms where you are listening to Cards Face Up podcast. We are the newest, the most realest, the most original. We everything. Make sure you stay tuned.
Love you. We out.
1.